Yo, we're back again. I'm glad that my internet is working again after yesterday's mini fiasco where I didn't even get to tell my tastes about the coffee. But yeah, we're back. We're live. It says excellent over here, and that is good. Hopefully, my internet doesn't crap out again, but who knows? Who really knows? Today, I thought that we would do something a bit different. Instead of going all exploratory and playing around, I think that we should go back to one of our brewing recipes that we had a lot of success with and taste that again. Because, as you can see, my whole fridge is filled now with different brewing recipes. And I think it's time to lock one down because our beanbag is also getting quite low. So what we'll be doing today is we'll be tasting one of the better cups that we had in the last 8 or so days, and we will compare the two best cups that I've had and see which one I want to continue with and just ride out this bag with, because right now I foresee that it's around like 5-6 more cups over here, and that's not a lot. So with these final cups, I really just want to get the best cups of coffee that I possibly can with. So yeah, back to an old brewing recipe. So we'll be going back to July 30th, right over here. So this one was one of my favorite cups of this whole series over here, and we'll be brewing with this. So a 1:17 ratio, 15 grams of coffee, 255 grams of water, 90 degrees Celsius water, 33 grind setting, and a 4-minute brew time. And that's what we're gonna brew with today. And I'm glad that my connection is still saying excellent. It means that my internet is good. So let's begin. Down into the brew cam area. Like so. And I was like just showcasing the beans. And as always, if you have any questions about what I'm doing or any coffee concerns or thoughts, then just feel free to post those into the comments section and I'll try to reply to that. So 15 grams of coffee. I'm gonna change this back to 33. Like so. Smells delicious. Cool, cool. And now I'll get the water. Right over here. And let's begin. So we got our Aeropress, we got the cap, we need a filter. Pop that in there. twist that on, preheat. And since our recipe wants 90 degrees Celsius water, we'll be cooling down this boiling water just a tad. Now it's 95. Like so. Getting close. Okay, so let's pour out this. It's all nice and preheated. We'll pour the grinds in. Like so. And now it's at 92 degrees. Here, let me show it. Getting super duper close. Just waiting for that sweet, sweet 90 degrees Celsius. Another dash of water. Perfect. Hello, croissant is cat. I like your name. I like croissants. And I like cats. Let's begin. So yet again, we're pouring 255 grams of water in here, and we're gonna let it steep for 4 minutes. So I'm pouring it all right now. $255 grams. Lock it in with the plunger, like so. And now we wait. And we'll be waiting 4 minutes. If you didn't know, I'm actually pet sitting a cat. His name is Pablo, and he's a really cool and chill cat, and I'm doing it for a week or so. He's not in this household, but I'm going to the person's house and feeding it every day, and it's a cute cat and it's a enjoyable experience. I'm actually allergic also to cats, but that doesn't stop me from taking on these fun tasks. So, nice, nice. But yet again, we've done a lot of exploring with these beans right now, and after some time you realize that you just want the best cup of coffee that you have gotten to, and that's the charm of the technique that I'm using, where I'm documenting all of my recipes. So by documenting it on this fridge over here, I'm able to really pinpoint which one I want to brew with and why I want to brew with it. So this one had the best taste and it was nice and balanced in extraction. Tomorrow I probably want to try August 3rd's brew again, because I thought that one was really good and delicious. And then I'll compare those two best brews to each other, and then I'll just write out the bag with the best recipe that I have. And it's really this iterative process of always trying different things with your brewing recipe to then tweak it to maybe get a slightly better cup than yesterday's cup. and then just documenting it and being like, oh yeah, was it better? Was it worse? And down the road, you'll have this catalog of a lot of different recipes, and you'll be able to pinpoint which one was the best out of all of them. And that's really how I approach coffee, and how I really wish a lot of people kind of like tried the craft, because it is really an iterative process. I mean, and you need to practice your brewing, you need to be consistent with your variables, you need to be consistent with your process and routine. Okay, so we're at 3 minutes and 35 seconds now. We're getting close to the pressing point. Getting close. Five more seconds. And now. Like so. And just to clean it up a bit, I have a separate cup. I put the Aeropress in here. Press out all the additional liquid. Flip it over. Unscrew. Press out the puck. And toss it out. And I'm just gonna go and rinse this guy. Give it a good stir and let it cool down a bit. So as I let it cool down just a bit more before I taste it, I want to talk about these live streams. So I've been doing it consistently for like 8 days now, and I've learned a lot already. And the let's see, I see a comment, my attention just goes whoop. David, I like this method. Documenting is something I haven't been doing. I have a fresh bag that I plan to start with though. Yeah, I recommend you trying out the process and seeing how it goes, and being kind of like critical of what you're tasting, and then finding your best cups out of those experimentations that you try. But yeah, it really helped me understand coffee to a different level, where you're worried about tweaking the variables and not so focused on finicking the steps of the brewing recipe. So before, I remember being all about like, oh, should I like swirl more? Should I like pour like faster? Should I like pour at a different angle? Should I like have a big arc or a small arc? And I remember at a point there was this realization that all these things, if I just keep it all consistent and only focus on the variables that I know control extraction and that I can document, like grind size, water temperature, dose, and just learning those variables to a T and matching them with the beans that, and playing around with like different bean types, that's like more than enough to try to have control over, and just be very consistent with the brewing recipe that you have. So follow James Hoffman's recipe, try to be as close as possible, or follow the Katsuya like recipe or follow someone else's recipe, but just stick to it, you know? Run one recipe is good enough. You don't need to play around too much with these steps. But yeah, mini tangent. This live streaming thing has been really awesome. I love talking back and forths and just talking about coffee, but I've also realized that it bogs down my coffee channel a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna post the live streams after they're done, but instead after a whole bag, I'll compile all of the videos, and I'll make a quick like summary of how this bag unfolded instead, and I'll post that as a video. So these live stream sessions will only be viewable for the live streamers, and what the people who don't tune into the live stream will find is a summarized video of this whole process of where I took it from start to end, and the process and what I got out of this bag over here. So I think that will be way more pleasing for most of my subscribers and viewers, and it will be more of a pleasant journey for the people who aren't tuning into the live stream. And for you guys who are tuning into the live stream, I think it's just a added bonus and perk to be a part of this and ask questions and just be a cool cat in the chat. Okay, let's give this a tasty taste. Okay, so I already remember what I was talking about when I first made this recipe because of the tastes over here. That it had a nice and silky body, and I wanted to maybe try to highlight the acidities a bit more, but it was like really delicious on its own. And here I come to the same conclusions. It's just a really smooth with a delicious mouthfeel. I don't feel any like dryness after. The acidities are pleasant. It's not overly harsh, and it's like good flavors coming out of this cup over here. And it's just one of the best cups that I've had from this bag of beans over here, and I would say that it's pretty high up there. So Gary, one of my other subscribers and big fan, I love him, he taught me this method where you should try to chew your coffee a bit to swish it around in your mouth. And it's a really good technique to like move the coffee liquid all around in your mouth to try to maximize its exposure in your mouth to then really taste your coffee. Because otherwise when you sip your coffee, if you think about it, it kind of just hits your tongue and it goes like maybe a bit to the sides and then straight down. But if you try to like chew the liquid, all those small crevices in your mouth really get exposed to the coffee liquid. And this is also why people who do cupping, when they like slurp the coffee, they're trying to cool down the liquid, but also spray it in their mouth and cover as much surface area as possible. So try chewing your coffee and see what happens. Yeah, you get the coffee in front of your teeth, you get them up in the crevices on the side of here, and it's just a bigger area to taste and to experience that cup of coffee in your mouth. Cool. Yeah, yet again, delicious cup of coffee. We'll be comparing this good cup of coffee to the cup that I made on August 3rd. That I thought was really good once I added a dash of water. And we'll see which one I really like, and we'll just ride out the bag with that recipe. Okay, thanks for joining. I'm glad that the stream hasn't crapped out or some other weird technical difficulty has happened. Maybe I should like stop it right now to just like prevent anything from happening. But yeah, I'll see you guys around and have a stellar day. Enjoy it all and enjoy your coffee.